welcome to another Shit Happens where shit always happens. And I'm coming to you from a very different area today, very different studio. But my my guest is not here yet. I'm hoping they're running late and not standing me up because I myself did not want to show up. And it's funny because yesterday on Instagram, oh my god, I'm hearing frequency. Okay, there we go. I hope you guys can hear me well. But yesterday on Instagram, um, I really I wrote out of office on vacation, forgetting that I still have three three um three shit happens live scheduled today. I have one now where my guest is not sure at the moment, and then I also have one at 10 with Jimmy, and I think there's a reason I didn't cancel, and I believe it's because of Jimmy, and I'm gonna share more on that live. And then at 11:30, I have what's it called? There's a panel. There's this new podcast, the B word, not world, word, and I'm a big fan, and it's recently new, 2 weeks old, and because the episodes are supposed to come out every Friday, but because she's not having an episode this Friday, she's gonna be doing an IG live, and I'm gonna be moderating that panel. So I'm excited about that. Um, and then I have the last one at 3, and then I'm not gonna be back until Friday, which I'm thankful for because I really need to not be here. Like I need social media break. I need to just disappear. I am not emotionally well. And without further ado, my guest is here, so allow me to bring her on. I'm glad she didn't stood me up. So we have Miss K.
Oh, hello, hello. Can you hear me okay? Oh, I
Yes,
lost
you
sound.
you you
Oh,
almost gave
there we
me a
go.
heart attack.
Sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
You're fine. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I've been playing around with my diet lately, and I had an interesting uh, need for a nap. So,
Well, when you say you had an interesting need for a nap, I mean it's 9 o'clock. So what time did you wake up that you needed a nap?
well, I'm not in the US currently. I'm in Albania. So for me, it is 2 in the afternoon.
How did I not know this?
We didn't get that far in our convo. I figured we'd go over it.
So since you're there, and I'm curious, what are you doing down there?
Oh, just enjoying another beautiful country, and seeing the sights, relaxing. It's lovely here. So, yeah, my family and I left the States, 2023, 2022, and we tried the Republic of Georgia, and then we came here to Albania. We've been here for almost 2 years now.
Gotcha. I love that. As a person who moves country and as a person who's over US right now, I feel that. So I I love that. So me and Kay met recently actually on our app. Shout out to Jason and our app. And we had an incredible conversation about health, wealth, self-awareness, and um, depression and mental health. And I was like, I need you to come to my show. And first of all, it's amazing when I read your bio, mother of 5 kids. Like, oh my God, like you're so tiny that in my head I didn't even think about you as a mother. I don't know. I keep forgetting that tiny people can do incredible things,
Yeah.
but you're also multi-passionate, creative, best-selling author, and because of your health concerns, you went and became you went and became a certified health coach. So let's talk about that journey.
hmm Yeah. So I grew up in a very healthy family, the whole, wheat bread, brown rice kind of thing. So I always thought I was healthy. I always thought I was doing the right thing. But I also had like energy issues. That's why I said I had an interesting need for a nap today. So, because it's not usually an issue. But I would have energy issues where I'd be pretty lethargic. My mom teased me that I was a lazy baby. She said I didn't even play with my toys. But as I got older, it got worse and worse. Um, so close to my 40s, just before my 40s, I was completely depleted. I was just in and out of consciousness, waking up enough to get the kids to school or help them with their work because I was homeschooling also, or get a job done if I had a business I was working with because I was doing social media marketing and managing and helping small businesses get online and all that good stuff. And I would like push through whatever I needed to do. And then I would usually fall asleep, need a nap, sometimes needing to like sleep for 2 3 days, like in and out of sleep. I don't know how my family survived or managed. They did well working around it. Luckily it wasn't every week or every day, but it was a lot. I was very exhausted and I had tried all kinds of different doctors. um, we were gluten free, we were dairy free, we went vegan, just trying all of these things to be as healthy as possible. Like maybe I'm just not eating right. What I didn't think of doing was changing my sleep pattern. So I was a card carrying member of the late night owl, community, burning the candle on both ends of the stick. And if someone had told me back then that wasn't quote unquote qualified, that I need to change my sleep pattern, I'd be like, whatever. I'm a night owl. This is me. I like to be
You
up late
feel
at
like
night.
this is life. This is what I gotta do.
Yeah, this is what I gotta do. This is how my brain works. I would have this classic pattern of like 3 4 o'clock in the evening, just kind of crashing and just wanting to just go to sleep then. And then having this burst of energy at 9 10 o'clock at night and just be up all night, like, let's go, let's do all this stuff. And of course, as a parent, that doesn't work with a child's school schedule or with other work schedules for my husband and things like that. So it leaves you kind of burning both ends. Um, it just got to a point though that it was so bad that my husband was like, I don't care, I'm taking you to whatever doctor I can find today. I don't know what was going on that day that made him realize that this was the day, but luckily he dragged me
We
to
all
the doctor.
we all have that breaking point, right? There's so much you can be supportive of until it reaches a point like, okay, god damn it, I tried it your
Oh,
way, I'm over it. We gotta figure out
yes.
what's happening over
Yeah,
here.
yeah, we had been to lots of doctors though, and I thought I had a thyroid problem. They're like, "No, you're fine." But he dragged me to this doctor, and she was an oncologist in the area. She was the only one that would see me that day, like right then, and that's what he wanted. And she ran every test she could think of. Thank goodness. And she came back and said that what I had was a severe iron anemia deficiency. That if I was pregnant, she would have hospitalized me right there immediately on the spot because that's how low my iron was. But since I was not pregnant, she had me come in weekly for iron IVs instead. So I would go in and get the iron IV and I'd feel better, for the week. And then towards the end of the week, I'd start to get tired again. So I would try to schedule all of my big business important things at the beginning of the week because I knew by the end of the week I'd be too tired to do anything. I had been going to the gym like twice a day, trying to lose weight from my last child. So I was overworking myself in that way as well. But I realized through that process that, okay, this iron is helping, but I can't do this for the rest of my life. Just come in here and get these iron IVs every week. Like, it's ridiculous, costs money, it's time, it's not going to happen. So I started digging deeper into health and wellness at that point, and I stumbled across functional medicine. I had a one of those summits I went to where this lady Bridget Danner was speaking. I will always be grateful to Bridget because she was allowing people to, give questions and things like that. So I was like, these are my symptoms. Bam, 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 bam. Threw them all out to her. What is going on? She's like, you should look into adrenal fatigue. And I was like, okay. So I went into this deep dive on adrenal fatigue and, people saying it is a thing, it's not a thing. And I'm like, this pattern of sleep and awake and alertness sounds exactly like my life. Let me try what they're saying to do and see if it helps. And you know what they wanted me to do?
Hmm.
Me, the night owl, to go to sleep before 9 p.m. and to wake up at 5 a.m. every morning. Get some sunlight, get outside, get some fresh air. I was like, this is not going to happen. There's no way I can wake up at 5 a.m. I am a night owl. But when your health is that bad and you're barely making it through the day and you're kind of dragging through life. I was having brain fog to the point of, putting the keys in the freezer. I thought I was becoming an early Alzheimer's patient. I was really kind of terrified, but not enough to tell anyone all of the symptoms I was having. So my husband didn't even know all the symptoms that were going on, but I'm sure he was like, this is not normal. We've got to fix this. Crying for no apparent reason, suicidal thoughts. And I'm like, why am I having them? Like nothing else is wrong in life. I'm tired. So I did that, and I finally got myself to go ahead and to do the sleep thing. And then I started learning about stress and how that affects your body and your emotions and processing and your thyroid. And I just kept digging deeper and deeper and learned more about how our conventional medicine uses different numbers even when they're looking at your blood work than the functional medicine doctors do. And I want to be healthy. So I'd like to be compared to the healthy patients numbers, not the patients that come in that are sick like me and say you're fine, because it's not fine. It didn't feel fine. And I just wasn't functioning the way I wanted to or knew I could. And I remember this starting as early as in my 20s, asking a doctor, like, hey, I'm completely exhausted. What can I do? And that doctor at the time was like, oh, you're a busy single mom. That makes sense. And that was it. No tests done, nothing, just brushed me off. And him being the doctor, I was like, okay.
It's amazing how people go to that, right? Or you're just tired, or just sleep more, or like it's that simple. As a person who have been having sleeping issues, people are like, oh, you just sleep, just put an old movie, just read a boring book. Like the fact that I'm here talking about it and seeking help is maybe because I've tried all that and it hasn't worked.
Yes,
So,
exactly.
but it's that I like how you say you thought you were having Alzheimer's and forgetting, but also scared to let people know. It's funny how you say that because we always think people, and most of us, it's not that we just think, but because we have been through that or we have seen somebody being put through that, where there's this shame or like, oh, you think you're special? We are all crazy. Like you remember that time, like being crazy was like, we are all crazy. Oh
We're
yeah,
all
I
crazy
forget.
here.
I forget shit.
Uh-huh.
I'm not Alzheimer's. Like, you're
Mhm.
just tired. You're just exhausted. Like, there's nothing wrong with you. We all be there. Stop
Mhm.
overloading yourself. Like all those that make people. That's why people stay in with those stuff, right? Was that also
Mhm.
for you? Like, were you going through those feelings? Like, maybe I don't want to say because either I'm gonna be labeled crazy or I'm gonna be labeled like you're just seeking attention. Like,
Mhm.
that's normal
Mhm.
shit.
Exactly, exactly. Especially when you start having like suicidal ideations and like you're going, okay, if everyone on the outside were to look in right now at my life, they'd be like, your life is perfect. You've got a great husband, you've got the house, you got the kids, you got the car, you're living the life. Why are you depressed? Those things. You're like, well, I can't tell anybody that I'm having these thoughts because these thoughts don't make any sense. I don't know why I'm having them. I'm just going to keep this to myself because they're just going to tell you, get over it, right?
And that's so true. Like, even yesterday, right? I woke up with such a heavy heart, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know per se, I can't pinpoint one thing, but I know I have different emotions about different things. And I think, when they get caught up, you just have. So where I couldn't stop crying and just
Mm-hmm.
being in this state. And it's a mindset thing, right? Even like when you say I'm having suicidal thoughts, I know I don't want to die. I know I don't want to kill
Exactly.
myself. But at that point, that's the feelings that are in my head. It's not like
Mm-hmm.
I'm making them come to life. It's just what's
Exactly.
happening. I myself don't know what's happening. And then people are coming to you like, and the thing is, people forget that you're seeing my life from the outside, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even if inside I do have that perfect marriage or whatever, that
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean my thoughts understand that. My thoughts are dealing with my emotions and they're two different things. It's not exactly what's happening right
Mm-hmm.
now. It's things that are just catching up. But people are like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, you have this perfect life. Oh, there are much more sicker people out there. Oh, at least you have
Mm-hmm.
a roof over your head because you're not
Mm-hmm.
homeless. I get that and I appreciate that. But damn it,
Yes.
I am feeling these things.
Please. Yeah, I feel this right now. I'm at the foot of my bed crying my eyes out. I don't know why, but I am, you know?
I want to know why. That's why I'm
I
trying to
want to
find out
know.
why.
Yeah, yeah. So that was my experience. And as I dove deeper, I just was like amazed by everything in the functional medicine world. And I was like, more people need to understand these things about their health so they can at least feel better. Because my thing was mainly I had all these rashes, my face would swell up, my eyes would swell shut. I couldn't lose the weight, like I said, from my last child. And the exhaustion were like my main things I was trying to take care of. I wasn't even thinking about the other things. Those weren't even on my radar. It was mostly just those top three things: the rashes, the exhaustion, and losing the weight was what I wanted. And so as I dug deeper, I was like, let me go into this and go ahead and get certified as a coach and help other people and also learn more to help myself at the same time. And I got a chance to go to a functional medicine doctor. And when they checked me out, they came back with, yes, you have hypothyroid, and this is why you can't lose the weight. This is why you're having these other issues, and here are the ways that we can help you. And I was like, I don't want the bioidentical hormones and all of that. I've already figured out I can do this on my own naturally. And the doctors are like excited, like, yeah, go for it. Let's do it. Let's eat this and that. And, change your sleep pattern, work on your stress, meditation, all this other kind of stuff. And I'm like, great. I walked out the door and went on with my protocol. And I did not realize, Paula, how stressed I was probably my entire life. I've been operating at this low level of stress that I didn't realize I had until I meditated the first time. And it was like this weight lifting off of you that just was like, I thought I felt great all the time. I was always that person where, how are you doing? Oh, great. Oh, fine. Oh, great. Oh, fine. But this was beyond, oh, great. Oh, fine. This was like, I feel amazing.
Let me ask you, when was the first time you meditated? Like what year?
What year? It was probably 2016. I think it was about 2016 when I did this. Yeah, because I got my coaching certification about 2016, 2017. And that was the first time I actually, on purpose, sat and meditated.
And I love that. And I think we need to talk more about exhaustion, right? It's a real
Hmm.
thing. Um, we live in this world where we are thought we constantly have to be on the grind, the hustle way, right? You have a
Hmm.
corporate job because life is lifing, and you still want to live that good life because we are entitled to a good life, whatever that good life looks to you. If it's having designer shit, if it's traveling to beautiful places, if it's sending your kids to um incredible schools, but all those luxuries require money, right? I mean, you can
Hmm.
survive and live a comfortable life in a normal paycheck, but if you want that more life that most of us crave, you really have to have the corporate job. You have to hustle and grind with something else because that
Yes.
one thing ain't gonna cover everything. So we grew up in a sense where we think we constantly have to be on the go. We constantly have to
Hmm.
hustle because we constantly have to bring money, but exhaustion is real. Like half of the time, our problems come because we are exhausted. We are making choices because we are exhausted. So we end up making the wrong choices, but at the time they feel right because we want a quick fix, right? An easy
Yes.
way
Yes.
out. And even me, like it took COVID to realize, like, okay, I was always busy, always on
Mm.
the go, but was I productive? Like, what did I actually accomplish? I can say, yo, I am so fucking busy, but I'm still broke. Like, money comes in and it's just paying bills. I'm still not living that life, but I am
Mhm.
constantly overworked, constantly on the go, not having time to be around family and friends and actually enjoy the life, but I'm busy. Like,
Yes, 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 yes. That's the life. Constantly busy, hustle culture. Yeah, and that's what happened when I was in my 20s. And the doctor said that. And I looked and I thought about my life. I'm like, yeah, I am a single mom of two girls and going to school full time and working full time. Of course, I'm tired. He's right. Makes sense. Let's move on.
but when,
Never
but when,
mind.
when you're on the go, you don't feel it, right? Because you feel like you're doing all these things to increase your life, but is your life
Hmm.
really increasing, or are you
Yeah.
just wasting that time that you could have actually been doing? Because you're going to survive regardless.
Yes, yes, definitely. Are you just spinning your wheels trying to do stuff to stay busy and look productive? I don't know. So yeah, so that was a really, really interesting experience, and I enjoyed going into coaching. and working with clients. And as I was working with clients, I'm helping women, with their health, people that want to lose weight. Or I had one client that wanted to make more money, actually. And I'm like, okay, I'm a health coach, but I think we can still figure that out. Because if you feel healthier and you feel better and your brain's clearer, you'll probably figure out ways to make more money. And she did. So, but I had clients that would come to me and be like, oh, I got off my depression meds. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Check with your doctor. And they're like, yeah, everything's fine. Doctor says it's fine. But I just wanted to let you know that this health coaching helped me get off my depression meds. And I'm like, okay. And I kind of took it with a grain of salt and went on. But then later on, because I love researching, I love genetics, I love looking at the gut microbiome, like all that stuff. I just go deep into it. I started realizing in my research that low iron levels are actually linked to suicides. The thyroid issues are linked to suicides. Even something as simple as gluten sensitivity causing inflammation in your brain has been linked to suicide and depression, anxiety, all these things. So I just kept digging deeper and deeper and getting more of an understanding of that. And it started to just make so much more sense. And I'm like, you know what? What if we intentionally, purposefully helped women overcome their depression, their anxiety, their things like this through improving their health and improving their mental fitness? Because then by that time, I came across a course called Positive Intelligence, where you work on your mental fitness. And that's also where you actually do these daily exercises, these mental exercises that actually rewire your brain. And it's so profound that I just had to mix the two together and do it on purpose. And I looked back at my situation and realized that once my husband dragged me to that lady and I did get the iron IVs, that I never had another one of those suicidal thoughts or depressive moments. So yeah, we all get sad. We all have bad days. I lost my grandmother during COVID. Of course, I was sad, for a while. But that actual depression where you're like, I don't even know where this is coming from. I don't even know why I'm sad. I don't know why I'm having these thoughts. Like that never again after the iron. And I thought that was really profound and just wanted to share that with as many people as I can, because if nothing else, like look into your health if you're dealing with the depression and the anxiety, because so much is linked to how our body is made. And we look so much at, oh, let's look at mental health. Let's look at physical health, heart health, diabetes, your foot, your toe. No, we're one person. Like we need to look at the whole body as a whole. And I love people that are interested and willing and ready to get to the root cause of whatever's ailing them. So that's what I love working on.
And I love that, right? And something you say, right? When you say she got out of a depression meds, um, it's funny how much worrying and stress can include to our health, right? I look at people who are constantly going to the gym, right? And I'm like, I hope I get it, you're working out, but I hope you're also working out in other ways, like what you eat, what you consume as in news and your social media, because it all helps with the mind and the body. But if you're just going to the gym, and then okay, fine, you're gonna have a fit body and it's gonna be nice to look at, but are you gonna be fully fit? To be fully fit, it includes all of those components together, not just going to the gym. I remember when I have an issue of getting fat. Like I'm one of those people. I don't want to lose weight. I want to gain weight. Show me how to gain weight. And I was doing everything. Like I was. And for a small person, please understand. I eat. I love food. And but I wasn't gaining, and I was eating oily stuff. I was eating this. I was listening to everybody. Oh, take this checks, do this, and I still wasn't. And because I was stressing in my head about I need to get fat, so it was constant. So my mind wasn't clearing that, and it was blocking that you can eat as much, but because you're not allowing your mind to consume the right stuff to get you on this path. And then when I stopped worrying and stressing about it and just enjoying the process and allowing me to be with it, I started gaining, like literally, and I didn't notice it until when I'm putting on my pants and I'm like, wait, it feels like I'm acting. You know, when you're thin, it just goes in, right? And then I'm like, I'm kind of having to jiggle a little bit to get into my pants. Oh, people commenting and mentioning, I was like, oh wow, look at that. And that's when I started looking at even people working out and going to the gym like differently. Like, what else are you doing apart from that to get you, if you're really doing it for your physically health wise? But if you're just doing just to look good, then by all means you're accomplishing that. So it, it really does, they all kind of come together. It's amazing, but you really have to do the work to research and really find like the root of it. And I realize most of us, that's not what we want to do. Whether it's
No.
researching to find the root of why I'm not gaining weight or why I'm like this, because we are always quick at pointing fingers. We can always point what other people are doing wrong and their mistakes, but we never point at ourselves like, what am I doing wrong? What are my mistakes? What do I need to unlearn? What do I need to learn? How can I get better? Because sometimes we like being in that victim state, right? We
Yes.
like being like, oh, I'm a depressed bitch, so leave me. No, you're more than a depressed bitch, but being depressed is part of who you are, but it's not who you are. Or
Yes.
throwing around that, oh, I have mental issues. We all have mental issues. What are you doing about it? So we like being in that state instead of actually digging deep, like, why do I get sad at certain times? Why does this trigger me? What is going on here? Oh, is what I'm eating affecting me? Because even the weather can affect you, right? So if you're
Yes.
constantly living in a cold state where the cold gives you depression, that means either you need to move or learn how to handle that so you're not in that state and you don't lose yourself around those months, right?
Definitely, definitely. That is so true. Like really paying attention to why you're giving into even these feelings sometimes, because sometimes we are giving into them. Sometimes they take over. I definitely have been
And
there.
we allow them, we give them access, like,
Yes.
okay, I'm feeling this, and this is where it comes. Like, I tell people, and last year I was that person, oh, give yourself grace, so I'm giving myself grace. But when is giving yourself grace too much grace, right? There has to be that line, like, you can't always be giving yourself grace, because now you're taking it away from giving yourself grace, because
Yeah.
grace is supposed to be that, like, your cheat code, like when you're working out in the gym and you have your cheat day and everything. You can't have your cheat day every day, then that's not a
Mhm.
cheat day anymore.
No, it's not a cheat day anymore. And like you said, sometimes when you let go, like you said with your ability to gain weight, that was the same thing with me through this process, because I was trying so hard to find the right foods to eat and to do the right workout. Like I said, where I was working out 2 times a day, like insanity. And when I stopped doing all of that, because I was part of the protocol, what protocol was to stop working out, to stop stressing about what you're doing. I just could not work out for weeks, and that was so, my psyche was like, I have to go to the gym. But like 2 weeks of not going to the gym, and my husband, he's like totally into fitness too. He's like bodybuilder fitness level. And so for me to not go out to the gym for 2 weeks, like, what are you doing? Like, how can you not go to the gym for 2 weeks? How's that good for you? What about your health? What about, it's like, I don't know, but I'm going to try it. Just got to go with faith right now. And yeah, the weight started just dropping off. It started dropping off. And it's like, I was going to the gym twice a day. I'm like starving myself, 500 calorie deficits, all these different things. And all I had to do was sit on the couch and relax.
Oh my
Just
god!
relax.
And it's funny how you said your husband is a gym, and that was making you look. Believe it or not, when I'm on dating apps, and when I see people have more pictures of the gym, or they say I go to the gym, I'm not swiping, because I know, like, literally what you say, that I'm gonna be looking at myself, man, he keeps on going to the gym, and I haven't gone to the gym for two. So I don't want
Yeah.
that. And I don't want, because it's very easy, and even though they do it out of a loving place, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not like, oh, but you're not doing any shit. I'm going to the gym. You can come with me. The answer is always, let's go to the gym. Come with me. If I can make time, why can't you? All that. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, no, I ain't about to date somebody who. And it's not like they're shaming you purposely or
Yeah.
anything. It's just, when people are so used to you and they know your pattern, right? They call you out on your bullshit, which is right. But when they do it, it becomes a little bit annoying compared to if a friend of
Mm-hmm.
mine calls me out, but then themselves also don't go to the gym. I can kind of respond to it like, but bitch, you also ain't doing it. Like, you can
Yeah,
fire it back.
exactly.
But you can't do that because
Not with
you
them.
literally know this person is going to the gym 24.
Yes, yes, they're in there for hours, and I'm like, I'm like,
So
I'm
even
sitting
when it
this one
comes
out.
complaining about, oh, I don't feel energetic, or I am feeling fatter, and they're looking at you like,
Go to the gym.
to the gym.
It's like every answer is always go to the gym, go run, go to the gym, go run. I'm like, that's not working. It's not working. I tried it. It's not
And can
working.
we just allow people? The gym is not for everybody. Like, come on, please.
It's not.
Let some of us be like. I am a very active person, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my friends hate this because I drink so much beer. Like, I'm a beer lover, but I don't have beer belly. I don't get beer belly. I have a six pack, and I don't work out. Like, I have a natural six pack. Like, I have always had
Yeah.
a flat tummy. However much I eat or anything, even if I gain weight or lose weight, my tummy stays the same. And my friends hate it, but I'm also very active in my day to day. There are people
Mm-hmm.
who are not active, they just sit from morning to evening. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
walk, and everywhere I've lived, I use public transport because I don't know how to drive, I don't own a car. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
always on the bus, on the trains, walking. Even when I was a kid, I was running, I played a lot of sports, I was a tomboy, right? So I like
Mm-hmm.
adventures. I like so my date, and I like boxing. I will go to the gym for boxing. If the gym has a boxing, I will go for that. But I also don't go every day. Sometimes I can
Mm-hmm.
go. I go to the gym when I really have stress, and instead of breaking
Yes.
shit in my house or throwing the
Yes.
phone on the wall, I go
Mm-hmm.
and punch and think about all my problems, and I'm punching it. So that's why I'm torn.
Mm-hmm.
But if you ask me, do I go to the gym? No, I don't work
No.
out. But people look at me and they're like, but you look like you work out. Well, you don't have to actually go to the gym to
To
look
look.
like you work out. You can do walking, you can run, you can stretch, you can all those
Mm-hmm.
things do play a part. But it's like I worked retail as well. I worked home goods, and I used to hate it because when I would try to help older women or anything carrying shit, and
Mm-hmm.
they'll be like, "Oh my God, you're too small. Can you carry it?" And that pisses me off because now it's making me want to prove how strong I am because I
Yeah.
hate being judged by my size, right? So,
Yes.
and even sometimes men will be like, "Oh, can you find somebody to help me carry this mirror?" And then they see me carrying it, walking with it. They're like, "Oh, never mind, I'll do it." I'm like, "Yeah, shame on you," because it's not even that heavy. But then I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
if I go on your Instagram, you have posts showing you in the gym and working out, but you can't fucking
Posing.
carry a mirror.
Just
So
posing all over.
it's also mindset, right? Like, change
Mm-hmm.
your mindset on working out doesn't necessarily, and this being the norm, right? Because the norm is working out, you have to go to the gym. You have to dress in cute shit, go to the gym and take pictures. Like, how are people gonna know you're in the gym if there's no 1,000 pictures on
No
your
pictures. Exactly. And that's why we do not talk about exercise or working out in my coaching program. We do talk about movement, though. Movement is key. So I'm like, what kind of
It
movement
is.
did you get in today? I had a lady the other day that I was working with, and she's like, you know what? I do have a swing set in my backyard still. I'm like, well, get out there and swing if you enjoy swinging. It's your backyard. No one's going to see you. No one's going to judge you. No one's going to care. Go have fun.
I'd be sitting on that swing 24/7 if I had a swing. And it's funny because
Exactly.
shout out to Tiffany. I have a friend who I met at Podfest conference, and she was big, right? She was
Mm-hmm.
thick, not even big, because big is big, but thick.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't like it, but she was busy. She was always traveling, always doing this. So what she got, because she was constantly working, she got a treadmill desk, right? Like, the
Smart.
stand-up desk, and you
Yeah.
put your treadmill. So while she's on calls, she's whatever, she's just walking. And she is now this slim. And all she did was just walk every day while she's working at home. So she didn't need to be in the gym. She did not post gym photos. She did not,
Mm-hmm.
and she
Mm-hmm.
still made the goal. So when we change our mindset, do what works for you and how it works for you. Gym is not for everybody, and there are different ways to get your health and your mindset right than just having to go to the gym. And that's why
Yes, I totally agree.
I like that you call it movement.
Yes.
So
Yes, let's focus on movement.
One thing you also mentioned, you said you're working on your PQ certificate. You're working on getting PQ certified. What is
Mhm.
PQ, and can we talk about that for most of us who don't know what PQ is?
Yeah, so PQ is the positive quotient, basically, that comes from the Positive Intelligence Program that I went through a year ago now, I think. But it's a great program. Like I said, it has daily training that you do to actually rewire your brain. So the company's Positive Intelligence, and I have a little test you can take that I link you to, where you can see what your saboteurs are, which is really interesting because, like you were saying earlier, sometimes we're playing the victim. A lot of us, most of us, all of us have the judge that's always judging either us or other people or circumstances. We have the stickler that's trying to get everything just right, you know, and the hyperachiever. So there's all these different, we call them saboteurs that we have. And mostly what they are is they're ways that we coped during childhood, ways that we protected ourselves, ways that we got things done, ways that we understood how to function in this world as a child. But now, as an adult, leaning on them usually causes problems. And so now you have to rewire your brain to let those go. And instead of going into those negative things, those negative loops, like with the judge, like, oh, I'm too skinny and I need to gain weight, or I'm too fat and I need to lose weight, and all those things. Instead, you can be like, I have a good body. I'm a healthy body. I need to take care of my healthy body and make it healthier. Like, have more positive thought patterns going on in our head. And so the whole program allows you to find those things and listen to that feedback loop you have going on and stop it and choose something more positive that promotes you to move forward. When you have more positive thoughts in your head, also it helps you to be more creative. So a lot of times we get into a situation where we do have a problem or something is wrong, and we focus so much on that, the wrong, wrong, wrong thing, that we cannot find the solution to save our lives, right? So rewiring through the mental fitness program and getting that positive intelligence, learning how to be more sage is what we call it, then you're able to find better solutions. So we say to look for the gift and the opportunity.
I love that, and that's so true. And it's funny, people assume that just because you're positive doesn't mean you don't be sad, doesn't mean you don't have those moments like, but just being positive helps you get through the day. Like, but we still do get tired of being positive because some days it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we can't control the emotions, we can't control what our body is telling us. Like, even like it comes back, if you're constantly hustling and not giving your body time to rest, just like how our mind is supposed to rest, we're not supposed to be constantly creating or thinking. Sometimes it's okay to just enjoy things, just to enjoy, so that the mind can rest and recuperate and come back fresh. So does the body, it needs to rest. But we feel like resting is a privilege for some reason, right? We feel like, what am I sitting here for an hour or taking a nap for 30 minutes? Like, I have all this shit to do. You're always gonna have shit to do.
Yeah.
The shit doesn't stop, right? But
Mm-hmm.
it does help. Just like how when you have a bad day, um if there's certain things we can't control, you can choose for them to control your mind, but shit has already happened. We can't control it. We can't control the outcome. But we can choose to be positive and allow that, because that helps in how the outcome comes. It can still come out badly, but
Mm-hmm.
if we are thinking negative thoughts, I tell these people, like, I don't like saying, if I get this or if I'm able to, because God is also looking like, why should I bless her? Because she's okay either way, right? Because she's thinking if. So even if she gets it or not, she's okay. So let me
Yeah,
go bless
doesn't
somebody
matter.
who really. So I always say, when I become, I am going to become. It's just a matter of when. I am
Mm-hmm.
going to make it. It's just a matter of when. So at least God is like, okay, she really wants that. Now we just have to figure out when can we make it happen for her. But
Yeah.
because I'm staying positive, right? But if I'm being negative, even the higher power is like, she doesn't care
Well,
regardless, you know?
yeah, doesn't matter. It doesn't
And
matter.
it all comes down like to a mindset switch. And I feel like if we were more open to just checking in with ourselves, right? It would save so much. Like even the way we talk to people. If you check in, like how would I feel if that person, the way I talk to that person, if the shoes were turned around, right? If I was in their shoes and I was talking, they were talking to me like that. Would I be comfortable? Would I be okay with it? If I am, then fine, you're on the right track. If I'm not, then clearly there's a problem. So check in.
Mhm.
Why did I have that tone with them? Why did I feel
Mhm.
that way? So it all really comes back to check in with yourself and your mindset. Like switch that mindset. I think we are so scared to switch that mindset or unlearn the shit because sometimes we're scared of the power we already know we have, but we just don't want to unleash it, or we're scared to
Yeah.
unleash it.
Yes, definitely, definitely. That is so true. Like you said, just unleashing that power and being able to fully embrace what you're truly capable of. And one of the things that I love sharing with clients when we're going through the mental fitness training is a simple exercise where if you are in an argument and you notice you're in this argument with this person and you don't want to be in this argument with this person, it's usually somebody you love, someone you care about. Maybe it's a coworker, you don't really care about them, but you don't want to fight with them either. You know,
You
picture them as
like them
a child.
enough for a work co-worker, but not let's take it out of office.
Yeah, they're not your best friend, but yeah, why are we having this argument kind of thing? One thing that you can do is picture them as a child. Not to talk down to them, but to imagine what they felt like and who they were, their essence as a child. And would you talk to a child this way? Because usually when we're in that argument, tense moment, we're at our most primitive, we're at our most base, we're at our most childish selves.
So true. We
Yeah,
really be arguing like we're kids, like,
like little
and,
kids.
and it's funny because I'm a trash TV junkie, right? That's my guilty pleasure. When I'm having a bad day, I
Mhm.
watch Real Housewives. So my that person, because it really makes me realize the problems that I have are not as big as they
Not that
seem.
bad.
Because these are grown women and they're arguing like kids, like literally throwing drink sessions. So now that you say it, and I'm thinking, I'm like, yo, that's so true. We really do be arguing and as a child, when you're arguing or you want something, you're not even listening to them to understand. You're really just firing back because you want to be heard. This is what
Mhm.
you want. You want your point to be seen.
Mhm.
That is so
Yeah. Yeah.
wow. Look at you. You just made me aware of something. Like, and that's why I love having these conversations and digging deep and having these deep conversations, because through this you also learn stuff about you, either things you're very proud of or things that make you look like, yo, I really need to look into myself
You're like,
because I did.
I need to go work on that one.
Like, it's like she was shouting at me. It's like she was literally telling me stop doing that because I
Yeah,
don't. I love it.
it's totally changes the whole framework of an argument to just be like, oh man, like, oh, you were
And
probably so sweet and cute when you were 5 and just so innocent and just I can't even yell at you anymore. Like, I'm sorry. Like, what are you trying to tell me? Okay.
like, what are
How
we
about
even
we do
arguing
this?
about?
Yeah,
What are we?
exactly. Why? How did we get here?
Oh my God, I needed this laughter, and especially with how I was feeling yesterday. Maybe that's the
Yes.
reason I also didn't cancel them. Maybe God was like, I
Yeah.
have the people tomorrow who will help you also deal with what you're going through. Because I'm in
Mm.
that phase where, yes, I know the shit in my life, but I am not in control of them. So even if I get mad, I can't control because it's in the hands of the government. Like, I don't
Mhm.
have control about anything. And it's not my fault, but because I'm also feeling this guilt because we have this guilt of, oh, we're in this age as women, we should be doing this, but those are just the norms that we were taught that we are still unlearning. Like, who
Mhm.
says that has to be the norm? Who says my life
Exactly.
has to be that way? Where is it written? Maybe the reasons of my delay is because, and I love always saying this, like, you make plans and God laughs. So maybe the reason these things are not working is because I'm constantly making plans instead of actually listen to God on what my plan or my journey is. But I'm here
Mhm.
making plans and God is just like, yeah, that's not happening. and that's why you're in this
Oh,
blog.
that's
But also
nice.
sometimes, how you also said, we are in our way sometimes because of what we are thinking and being victim and feeling all that. We are our blockage. We are the reasons we are not nourishing, because we are sabotaging ourselves with all these little things that we choose to concentrate on, instead of like changing the mindset, like, okay, there's this happening, but yo, I still have this. I have this connection who can help me get there. I can do this. I can instead, okay, it's not a straight road. I can take a corner. I can take a shortcut. I can U-turn and go on the other way. All these things. So I love that you help people live their full life through simple actions and small tweaks, right? That lead to
Mhm.
long-term habit change. And people underestimate, because just like how success, right? We look at the bigger picture and we forget that all these small steps that we are taking are also wins, because they're taking us to that big picture, right? Just like,
Yes.
okay, you want to quit smoking, you're not just going to go cold turkey and quit. You have to take those small steps. You used to smoke a box a day, maybe smoke 10 a day, you know?
Mhm.
And then you
Mhm.
go to 5, and then you go to 2. Just like meditating. Okay, you can't meditate or be in your thoughts for 10 minutes. Then start with 2 minutes, then 5 minutes. You know,
Mhm. Mhm.
it's all about those small habits, right? That become
Yes.
long term. So for those people who are figuring out how to get their health wise, or their mental wise, or how to no longer, I can't say we are not never gonna be depressed. That shit is
Mhm.
gonna always be. But if I used to be depressed once a month, and I can go 4 months without being depressed, like, what are some of the small tweaks that you would advise people to take to create those long-term habit changes?
Yeah, the number one thing that we work on is making sure that you are accurately getting enough water. A lot of people are like, "Oh yeah, I drink water. I drink a lot of water." And I'm like, "Do you really? How much do you drink?" "Oh, I drink 2 of these bottles." "Well, how much is in that bottle? How much do you weigh?" And then they're usually like,
I
"Oh my
sa-
gosh, I'm not drinking enough water." Not even
I sometimes
close.
drink one bottle for a week, and I'm like, yo, I drink so much juice and soda and red energy drink and less
Mhm.
water. I need to do better. And I've seen the more water you drink, it does help your skin, your body,
Mhm.
like,
Yes, yes,
But
yes.
sorry, go ahead.
No, it's fine. It helps
But
your
but
skin.
by
It
the
helps.
way, this is water. Just FYI, this is water. Just by the way.
Okay, okay. But yeah, most of the time, most Americans at least are not drinking a lot of water. And we don't realize how much of our body is and needs water, especially our brain. And so it's one of those things that most people, it's like not easy to switch to drinking more water, but it's simple. So we come up with a plan like, okay, this week, drink a glass when you first wake up. Okay, drink 2 glasses when you first wake up. Okay, drink one before lunch. And I start implementing it in these small incremental steps for my clients, whatever works for them. We find ways to what we call anchor the habits. So, like, say you have that beautiful cup there that your water is in, having that nice fun cup and having it right at the side of your bed or having it on your desk, so that it's always available to you and you always see it. It's in your line of sight. It's easier for it to become a habit. So that's why we say small tweaks, that become habits. So we start with things like that. And it's amazing how much that one switch of getting enough water can help with everything health wise. It's amazing to me. Every time it's so profound and everybody notices it.
I love it, and that's so true. And I seriously love talking to you. I remember even at all on our call when our 10 minutes ran up, I called back because we just connected and we have these conversations where I'm I'm always inspired on how to change my life or how to be a better me. So thank you for coming into my life, and thank you for coming and sharing.
Yes.
But I feel like I would want to constantly have you back, because there's so much more we can talk about. There's a lot you can talk in 1 hour, but
Yeah, yeah.
everything can be. We can go in deeper with everything. So I definitely want to have you back, and I appreciate you coming on. But before we leave, let the people know who you are, what you do, if you have an amazing events coming up, or amazing things that you're doing that you need support, or how they can connect with you. Just sell yourself.
Yeah, definitely. Well, of course, you can call me on the OWL app. We talked about that earlier. OWL, what is it? OWWLL. I forget which letters are doubled.
Yeah, double W double L,
Double
single
WWL.
O.
Yeah, so you can find that in the App Store, and you can always give a call if you have questions or anything that you'd like to discuss or talk about. That's a great place to reach me. I do an audio room. It's really early. It's at 5 a.m. Well, right now, because of the time change, 6 a.m. Eastern, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday on the Fanbase app. So if you go to Fanbase and you look up, obviously, KDM, you'd find me there, running audio rooms and having conversations. And then I do things like a mompreneur brunch, once a month, but that's something where you'd have to RSVP and get on the invite list. But it is a free event. It's fun for mompreneurs that want to work on their mental fitness. We get
Is that
together and talk
virtual?
about, yeah, it's virtual.
Oh,
Yeah. So yeah, we get together and talk about the things that are specific to being a mom and an entrepreneur, and not losing your sanity while doing the two.
certainly.
Because definitely, like you were saying earlier, with the things that society seems to expect of us, and the things that we're like, well, did I sign up for this? Because I don't remember signing up for this. Like
this, and sometimes like you get brought into this world and you try the norm and you realize you are different, because we are all different. Like,
yes,
the norm is not for me. Just like LGBT, people are born as men or female, but they feel whatever they feel, and that's fine. That's how we feel about life. Not everybody wants to be a mother at a certain age. Not everybody wants
yes,
to be married at a certain age, and some people do, but that's not what their journey brought. So it's like these expectations of the norm makes it. That's why people are scared of living their lives, because society expects you to live a certain way. But we were born to shine and live however we are meant to be. Whatever is normal for you, stand on that.
yes, yes. Stand on that. Definitely get out there and live your best life. So definitely, you can connect with me through my website as well, overcomingwithk.com, and I'd love to have a chat with anybody that's interested in learning more and going deeper. And I would be honored to speak with you again. We can talk about all kinds of things. So
Oh my God, yes. And one of these days, I'm gonna try to. I'm always up around 5, 6, so I just have to download Fanbase. You're the second out person who I've been talking to who has told me about Fanbase. I'm like, okay, fine. I'm gonna download and see what this
you
Fanbase is
should
all about.
download it. It's great.
But also, one piece of advice for you. So you see, when I ask you for your bio, these are also some of the information that needed to be on your bio, so that they can go on the short note, on the show notes, so people can know about your monthly mompreneur. People can
Yes,
know
yes.
about your out, because you have a code where they can get $10 if they use your code, and it's your referee. So this one needed.
Gotcha.
So please go update your bio and make sure you put there. It's always good to plug in your plug shit, because at the end of the day, that's like, yes, I'm gonna give you value and shit, but I'm also gonna promote myself, because we have all these amazing things we are doing, and the world needs to know about them. Because one person, I'm hoping it's more than one person, but even if just one person, because it's all about that one person out there needed to hear that, needed your service, needed to reach out to you, needed to be in your presence.
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. I'm very bad at plugging myself, so
Don't worry.
we'll work on it more.
After a week, I'll message you and I'll be like, let's see that new bio now. I
Yes.
like holding people accountable, but that's how we push each other. As I said, I'm all about giving grace, but I've also learned that if I want to see my friends succeed, and if I want to succeed, I eventually, at certain times, I don't need grace, I need tough love. Because we can't
Exactly.
constantly be giving each other grace, because we are enabling our shit.
Yes. Do not
That
do that.
grace, yeah, don't enable that shit. It's okay to give your friends tough love. And friends, when people are giving you tough love, it's not, because sometimes there's this thing, I hate that thing, like even when I was a kid, right?
Mhm.
Uh, self-criticism, constructive criticism. Oh my God, I can never say that one. Constructive criticism is good. It helps you
Yes.
grow. it helps you move to the right direction. You need that. You need your listeners, your friends to tell you why they wouldn't do that, so you can switch. But you remember back in the days, if you just give negative comment in a good way, like, yeah, your song is good, but maybe if you do this, or you're a hater, you're hating on me, you don't want to see me succeed. Not everything is people hating. Sometimes actually the
No.
people who tell you, it's people who want to see you succeed. Because I can
Hmm.
keep quiet and let you go put the shit out and fail.
Yeah.
But if I'm telling you, it's meaning I don't want you to fail, I want you to succeed. So hold
Exactly.
yourselves accountable, allow people to hold you accountable, allow yourself to be tough love. But with that, any last words for our people today?
Drink water.
I got mine. I got mine. Mm.
That's like, yes, please drink water. And if you are feeling down and you're not sure why, if you're dealing with a lot of depression and anxiety and you've tried the, antidepressants, you've tried going to the therapist and all that isn't working, like definitely try to seek out a functional medicine doctor if possible and look deeper into your blood work and look deeper into what you're eating and how that's affecting you. Even just paying attention yourself. Like, oh, I had, a slice of bread or a sandwich and now I feel really down in the dumps, like you can pay attention and kind of find some of these things on your own. You don't necessarily need all the tests and the blood work and all the fancy doctors and doodads. We're great. We're here to help you if you need it. But you can also do some, self-investigation. Be your own little health detective.
Thank you very much. And there's more to, like, sometimes the medicine, the therapy is not for you, but there's more other ways. Whether it's
Mhm.
going to nature, whether it's going to the spa, whether it's whatever that works for you. For some of us, it's podcasting and coming here and having this deep conversation that fuel
Yes.
us. And for others, it could be painting. For others, it could be gardening. Whatever that
Mm.
fuels you, do more of that. Take
Yes.
accountability of the shit that you also do. But with that said, thank you all for who tuned in to Shit Happens. If you're watching the replay, appreciate you. And go follow amazing Miss K Miller. Check out the shit that she's doing. She's amazing, incredible, and support her in any ways you can support. Until next time on Shit Happens, which will be at 10 o'clock, I'll be coming back with Jimmy. Bye,
Mhm.
y'all. Thank you
Bye.
so
Thanks
much, guys.
again.